Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I want to begin the show by announcing something that you already know, which is Facebook sucks so bad. For the next 29 more days, we are going to have to share posts. Chuck Holbrook, part of my team, will be sharing all the posts to Facebook because they suspended me 30 days, and you can't make this up. They suspended, put it up on the screen, Sabrina. They suspended me for this meme about Chinese prostitutes, what you think they would look like, and what they really look like, all the Democrats. Now, think about what goes on every single day on Facebook that you post, other people's post. And on our Facebook page, we keep it clean. It's not even rated R. We're PG and G. We don't put any sexual stuff on it, ever. We don't bully. It's humor, whatever. They did that to me based on that meme. Now, I have a pending lawsuit against them, and it's in front of Judge Bunning, and they filed a motion to dismiss. We've responded to it. I don't know what Judge Bunning has lots of options. He can say it's got to go to California. He could dismiss it, or he can let it go forward in his court, which is, I hope, what he does. But I'm glad I've sued them because they deserve it. Facebook, if you don't think that there is collaboration with Facebook in China, why would this post? By the way, they said it was bullying. What? Bullying Democratic leaders? That's considered bullying? It wasn't bullying China, but because it had Chinese prostitutes, think of the algorithm that they now, you know, they probably got an algorithm now when you say trucker, but now look at the algorithm that they must have for China. Think about that. Facebook does not want us to make any jokes pertaining to China. By the way, I got that from a fan. They have yet to be disciplined. Same meme, nothing for them. What's that? I mean, they just absolutely suck. And speaking of that, thank God, I'm going to flip-flop these next two, Sabrina. Thank God Trump's truth is coming by the end of March. You know, Facebook reported for the first time a decline in their usership. And you don't think that that's not going to accelerate as soon as Trump, because let's face it, we stay on Facebook just because, okay, it's a platform. It's like, why not? We put up with their crap. But when truth comes, wow, it's going to get even worse for them. Meanwhile, they're trying to do metaverse, but it's just awful. Trump yesterday put out a statement on Mitch McConnell. By the way, I will be with Trump at dinner on February 23rd at Mar-a-Lago. Mitch McConnell does not speak for the Republican Party and does not represent the views of the vast majority of its voters. He did nothing to fight for his constituents and stop the most fraudulent election in American history. And he does nothing to stop the lawless Biden administration, the invasion of our borders, rising inflation, unconstitutional mandates, the persecution of political opponents, fact-finding on the incompetent Afghanistan withdrawal, and giving away our energy independence, etc., which is all because of the fraudulent election. Instead, he bails out the radical left and the rhinos. If Mitch would have fought for the election like the Democrats would have in the same position, remember, Hillary told Biden, don't concede. We would not be discussing any of the above today, and our country would be strong and proud instead of weak and embarrassed. Amen, Donald Trump. Amen to this. And ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, nobody I'll be running for in the Republican primary for governor will agree with that statement except me. No one else is going to have that position. Well stated, President Trump. Biden, 38 congressmen have asked Biden to take a cognitive test. My only question is, why didn't all the Republicans ask him for a cognitive test? See, what Trump says, and it's so true, and McConnell's the leader of it. By the way, anything that's screwed up in this country politically, he's been the Senate freaking majority leader. Oh my goodness, Senator McConnell. McConnell, McCain, and I mean, they're all part of, it's just yucks. They're all part of the same gang. Different label on their names. The Department of Homeland Security, this ought to blow you away, considers free speech a terrorism threat. Wow. Remember that article I wrote a few days ago? Is this really happening in the United States? Free speech? First Amendment, by the way, just so you know. All of the original 10 Bill of Rights are very important. But do you think it is by hook or chance that number one is freedom of speech, expression, assembly? I mean, come on. They say that, Department of Homeland Security. There's an Army report out, which I can just picture this. This will be in a movie. Because they're going to make, somebody's going to make a movie about the fall of Afghanistan, our fleeing that place. They said the State Department workers in Kabul, this Army report, were all drunk and cowering. Bunch of wimp sacks. North Korea has announced that they can hit us with a missile and they can shock the freaking world with their tests. I swear. This is why history is so important. And I'm almost phobic about remembering things and writing things down. The number one foreign policy concern that Barack Obama told Trump when he was leaving office was North Korea. And remember, during the Trump administration, all Trump did to tamp that down. Okay? It's all he did to tamp that down. They have ignored North Korea since they took office this past year. And you know who is running the country? Domestic Policy Advisor Susan Rice, former National Security Advisor to Obama. And you know what Susan Rice said? She said we can live with a nuclear North Korea. So you wonder why this has all happened? Scary stuff. Scary stuff. Mexico. All the fentanyl coming in this country, the vast majority of it is coming in through Mexico. And what is the border policy of this president? Free for all. Your president, just like Barack Obama before him, and he was part of that, are like leaders of a drug cartel. They're like leaders of a drug cartel. I mean, how could you let what's going on in the border be going on when you know the fentanyl is coming in this country and killing Americans? They don't give a damn. The Democratic Party is the party of cartels and crime and gangs. I wrote a piece today. It's very short. I'm making these short because by the way, I could write a sophisticated essay. But that's not going, who do I want to reach? I want to reach average Joe Americans. So I'm writing nice, short, simple pieces. And check out today's. It's about the evil that the American Communist 10 peddles. Check it out. Who wants $16 billion from the wealthy countries for COVID for everybody else? Can you imagine, just imagine, the corruption of the money, where it goes with who? And the UN and places like that. Can you imagine? I mean, where's the money go? Where's the accountability for the money? It doesn't exist. Cori Bush, this congresswoman, has refused to back off to fund the police. Despite everything going on in this country, she's still beating the drums for defund the police. I got to give props, and I'll even give oracle status to Ron DeSantis for this one. Ron DeSantis said it's not about science, it's about political science. Good coin of a phrase, Governor DeSantis. Because it is. I mean, everything that they're changing now, you know, it has to do with the politics of things. Because you know who's president. San Francisco is asking people. I'm going to give city of San Francisco the jack wagon. Since I just handed out an oracle, I got to give a jack wagon. They're asking their residents to take in homeless people. Now listen, man, I ain't laughing because it's a Christian thing to do. We all know that. But in this world that we live in today, really? I mean, those homeless aren't like your basic foster child. And they're asking, how well do you think that's going to go over? I want to see Nancy Pelosi take in a homeless man or woman or two. I wonder if they get their crack pipes before they go. By the way, this crack pipe thing is off the rails. I mean, Jim Jordan yesterday asked, he says, do you have to show your vax passport, your vaccination status to get a crack pipe? Yeah, remember I said they're the party of crime. The administration wants to give out $30 million of crack pipes. Because it's all about dependency on government. The more drug addicts in America, the better for the Democratic Party. That's the way they view it. Now, I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. They're now saying, this is one of those shows where it's like one topic after the other. Is this real? And I got 8 hours of sleep, so I don't even understand why I'm slap happy. White-tailed deer, there's a real concern that they could be spreading COVID. I want to tell you something. I live a half mile off the road. Private driveway, got a nice little private estate, all right? Gated. Okay? There's deer everywhere. The deer come through our yard. The deer are on our driveway. When I come home, there's the deer eating. When I leave, they're out there. Bucks, does, fawns. We live in a nature preserve that deer are everywhere. In fact, it's so cool, they don't even flinch at us anymore. We drive by, they're used to seeing our vehicles, they don't move. By the way, we're not hunters either. We don't hunt it. So we got deer. So nobody is closer to the white-tailed deer in America than me. And I want you to know, I ain't worried at all about getting COVID from those white-tailed deer. I'm gonna tell my wife, hey, honey, we need to be more careful. We got to quarantine ourselves. There are white-tailed deer around tonight. Like when I leave and I see them, I can call her and say, hey, don't come out yet. The white-tailed deer's there. I mean, come on. Butler County auditor's been indicted. When you got the auditor indicted for stealing money, that's a problem, right? And then we got the entire Ohio Republican Party. Linda Caudell sends me constant emails and texts about all this stuff. I mean, I got to think, see, we live in a weird place here in Northern Kentucky, because in Northern Kentucky, you got to keep up with the state of Kentucky, but you got to keep up with the state of Ohio, too, and Cincinnati. There's too much politics and government around us here in Northern Kentucky. But the Ohio Republican Party, with House Holder and with the money missing from the Republican Party, and the Butler County auditor getting indicted, and on and on and on. I mean, the Ohio Republican Party is a disaster. Good old Mike DeWine. By the way, Joe Deters told me this. Mike DeWine did not call the feds in the Pike County murders because he wanted to control it himself for political purposes. Out of Joe Deters' mouth himself. And last but not least, Can't let old Beshear get off this one. Massive Kentucky unemployment fraud under Governor Beshear's watch. Does that shock you? By the way, the guy who uncovered that, his name's Harmon, the Kentucky auditor. He's running for governor too, so he's my primary opponent. So I have to give him a high five on that one. Good job, Harmon. See, when somebody does something good, do we have to slam? I mean, come on, I defended Massey's misquoting a quote that they try to take advantage of him. Chief Justice Minton hates my guts. I can't stand him. But I think we should have better court funding. See, that's what you get in me, unlike all these other politicians. You get transparency and you get real non-political answers. This is the Bulldog. Hey, by the way, this is going to be great. Let's give Oracle status to my opponent, Auditor Harmon, for uncovering that unemployment against. Come on, can you come up with some more stuff against old Andy Beshear? Come on, get to it. Help us all out. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.